Labeling the parts of the brain. For the cerebral cortex, you have the frontal lobe, which is in the front, voluntary movement, primary motor area, expressive language, Broca area, left side, short-term memory, social functioning, emotions, inhibitory impulses, impulsivity, and creativity. You have the parietal lobe, which is in the middle, primarily somatosensory impulses received from skin for pain, temperature, and touch. Memory of physical sensation arise to awareness of special relationships, depth, proprioception, size, and height. Production of reading, writing, and calculations, math, and drawing. Then there's the temporal lobe, which is at the bottom, up under the frontal and the parietal lobe. Senses of hearing and smelling, long-term memory because a portion with the hippocampus, receptive language memory, musical awareness, in the Wernicke area, speech comprehension. Then there's the occipital lobe, which is at the back. Visual perception collects information for retina such as brightness and color, interprets impulses for mental picture. Then you have the inside of the brain. You have the diencephalon that includes the thalamus, which is the little dot in the middle of the brain. Major area for sensory input, therefore sorts out impulses and directs them to cortex, located just below corpus callosum and third ventricle of the brain. Then you have the hypothalamus, which is also a part of the diencephalon. The hormone release, homeostasis, control pain, pressure, temperature, water balance, thirst, sleep, appetite, emotions of fear and pleasure, ANS, sympathetic and parasympathetic, that are important in changes of metabolism, located directly below the thalamus. Then you have the brain stem, the midbrain, located up under the hypothalamus, controls certain reflexes of eye, tracking, and ear. Cranial nerves 1, 2, and 3 originate from this area. Dopamine, neurotransmitter made here for motor and emotional function. Then you have the pons that's located up under the midbrain. It connects cerebellum, right and left parts, helps control respiration. Cranial nerves 5, 6, 7, and 8 originate from this area. Then there's the medulla oblongata, which is located up under the pons. It's the long part of the backwards P shape. Controls respiratory centers, muscles in response to chemicals in the body, cardiac centers, regulates the rate and force of heartbeat. Vasomotor center regulates the contraction and dilation of smooth muscle in the blood vessels to control blood pressure. Has ascending sensory fibers that go up to the cord to the brain traveling through it. Has descending motor fibers from the cortex and hemispheres that go through it, but these fibers cross from one side to another, giving opposite control. Cranial nerves 9, 10, 11, 12 originate from this area. Reticular activating system, this keeps your heart and breathing when in a coma. Then you have the cerebellum, which is the lowest bottom part of the brain. Helps control voluntary muscle control, helps maintain standing, walking, and sitting, and strenuous activities. Messages from middle ear and from sensory receptors from muscle and tendons in cerebellum. Helps maintain muscle tone to help when body changes position. Then you have the limbic system, which helps control brain integration, simulate emotions with memories, hippocampus, store long-term memories, and the amygdala coordinates emotional responses. Smell you remember. So, the inside parts of the brain, from the inside, which is a small dot, down is the thalamus, which is the small dot. Then you have the hypothalamus below that. The midbrain is up under the hypothalamus. The pons is the round backwards P shape, the top. And then the medulla oblongata is the stem part of the backwards P shape.